Hello friends, welcome to Vishnu IAS. This is Rajkumar. Like most of you already known ki we have started a program called Margadarshi. ये Margadarshi क्या है? This is an exclusive UPSC test series and mentorship program for the aspirants who are like planning to appear for 2026 Prelims and Mains exam. If you follow this particular day-to-day schedule, I'm very much sure, damn sure that you can able to clear the next year both Prelims and Mains exam. The plan already started from June 2nd. From June 2nd. It's been a week. The plan is like this. From Monday to Friday. From Monday to Friday, you will be getting a schedule, day-to-day schedule. And every day you have to write 2 mains questions on that particular day schedule. And every Saturday, on the 5 days topics, you will be having a prelims test of 100 MCQs. How many? 100 MCQs on every Saturday. And on every Sunday, again there will be 10 mains questions on the 5 days topics. The plan will be like this. So overall, in this Margadarshi program till December 31st, you can able to write 20 prelims sectional tests. So 20 Saturdays will be covered and 25 main sectional tests. And 25 Sundays will be covered. Along with that, after every sectional test, you will be having a sectional test discussion. And at the end of the program, you can able to write current affairs, and current affair test is also included along with mains test series, 4 full-length mains tests. And in this program, you will be getting NCERT classes access and revision classes also. This will be the overall plan till December 31st. From Jan 1st to prelims exam, you will be having Vijay Bhava program, which is exclusively for the prelims thing. From everyday revision classes will be there and everyday test will be there for prelims exam. Okay. In this video, we will be looking at like day-to-day questions, like how a day look like. So what are the topics that we are giving and what are the questions that you are giving, what are the questions that you are writing, and check the quality of the questions in this video for the first week. First, day 1, June 2nd, day 1. We have given the topic historical evolution and constitution in making. Historical background, I mean the company rule and the crown rule. Demand for and composition of Constituent Assembly. Constitution Assembly का composition कैसे हुआ? Constitution Assembly का working क्या है और what are the committees that are there in the Constituent Assembly? Enactment enforcement of Constitution. Constitution को कैसे enforce किया, कैसे enact किया? And other than this, the criticism on the Constituent Assembly, Hindi texting, and important facts on the historical evolution and constitutional making. So if you are already a pro, if you are already studied like once or twice the Lakshmikant book or any other standard book, this you can cover this in like 1 to 2 hours. Am I right or wrong? 1-2 घंटे में आप पूरा पढ़ सकते हैं. What other things that you can do on that particular day? Do revision. Check previous year questions. You can have ample amount of time on that particular day. 1-2 घंटे में पूरा खत्म होगा, and then do 1 or 2 revisions, value additions, and then current affairs, check previous year questions. So if you are like properly focus on that particular day topic, that's it. You don't need to go for the same thing again, because the revision bhi idhar hi hoga, previous year questions wala bhi idhar hi hoga. And the point is ki every day, like whatever the questions that we are providing, we will able to cover 20% of the previous year questions on each and every topic. चलो एक पहले दिन का क्वेश्चंस देखेंगे. Discuss the historical and political developments that led to the demand for Constitution in India. Constitution of India को enact करने के लिए, like Constituent Assembly को composition करने के लिए, what are the developments that had happened, both historical and political, and how did the experiences under the colonial rule shape the vision for an independent constitutional framework. हमारा experience जो colonial rule पे तो था, हमारा जो एक्सपीरियंस था कॉलोनियल रूल पे, सो हाउ इट मेड द विजन फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फ्रेमवर्क. दिस इज द पहला क्वेश्चन. एंड द सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज दिस: क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन द कंपोजिशन एंड फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ऑफ इंडिया. कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली का कंपोजिशन क्या है और फंक्शनिंग क्या है, एंड हाउ डिड इट्स इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर, कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, एंड व्हाट आर द कमिटीज दैट आर अवेलेबल contribute to the making of the constitution. More than enough to cover these topics, right? Anyway, we will be going to cover the same topics in the sectional test that is going to conducted on Sunday. Day 2, that is June 3. Philosophy, salient features, structure and its core provisions, salient features, preamble, union and its territory, reorganization of the states and evolution, citizenship, constitutional framework, constitutional provisions, overseas citizen of India, Citizenship Act of 1955. Check the questions. The Indian Constitution is often described as bag of borrowings. We have, because we got like so many, there are so many sources. We have got the constitutional features from so many other countries' constitutions, right? Because it is a bag of borrowings. It has evolved into unique and indigenous document. Of course, we took so many things from the other constitutions, but it is reflecting our aspirations, our people aspirations. That is why it is very unique and it is very indigenous. Critically examine the salient features of the Indian Constitution in the light of this statement. Next, the preamble of the Constitution reflects the nation's foundational philosophy and vision. Critically examine its contemporary relevance. Preamble का relevance क्या है? And discuss the scope and limits of its amendability. Of course, we can amend the preamble, right? We can amend the preamble, but we can't change the basic structure of the doctrine. So that is what we are going to write here. Preamble का significance क्या है? Why preamble is important? What is its current relevance? What is the current relevance? Because of this developed countries, so many things are changing over a period of time. And what is the relevance of preamble now? And what are the things like limits of its amendability? What is the limit of its amendability? The basic structure you have to write. Next, June 4. Rights, FRs, FDs and DPSPs. The scope and relevance of FRs in India have been dynamically interpreted by the judiciary to meet the contemporary constitutional challenges. Examine this statement in light of recent judicial pronouncements. Every day there is something or the other is coming up with respect to the fundamental right. Like for example, right to digital access is also a fundamental right under Article 21. This is the recent judicial pronouncement that we can tell. So we need to add these recent wala things, recent wala judgments, recent wala news to answer this particular question. Next, DPSP reflects the ideas of welfare state. Of course, yes. But this is not enforceable in the court of law, right? Yet their implementation remains uneven and selective. Critically examine the significance, effectiveness and challenges in the realization of directive principles in contemporary India. Of course, these are like very important for the welfare state, but these are like not enforceable. So, the implementation of this particular program is like, DPSPC is like uneven and selective. You need to write the answer. Next, June 5. Amendments, constitutional amendments under Article 368. The basic structure doctrine that we just spoke about. Procedure and types of constitutional amendments, criticism of amendments, emergence of basic structure doctrine, key elements and judicial interpretations. Explain the procedure and types of constitutional amendments provided under Article 368 of the Constitution. What are the different types of constitutional amendments that we have? We need to write it. How does this amendment procedure reflects a balance between rigidity and flexibility? Of course, our constitution is a bit of rigid and a bit of flexible. There are few things that we can't change, we can't amend. There are few things that are very much flexible to amend. So we need to write the balance between this rigidity and flexibility with respect to the constitutional amendment under Article 368. And the next comes the basic structure. Basic structure is not there in the constitution, but this is the judicial innovation with respect to the Indian Constitution. Out of the conflict between constitutional ideas and legislative supremacy. Of course, the parliament can amend anything that is there in the constitution, but there are few things that is called basic structure derived by the, it's a judicial innovation derived by the Supreme Court that the parliament cannot amend that particular basic structure. Okay. Next, June 6, system of government, parliamentary system, federal system, and then federal dynamics. What are federal dynamics? Center-state relations, interstate relations, emergency provision that we are studying here. In the light of recent Supreme Court judgment on the delay in granting assent to the state bills, critically examine the constitutional role of the governor and its implications for center-state relations. The role of governor with respect to the giving assent to the state bills is always in the news. And the recent pronouncements with respect to the Supreme Court is regarding Tamil Nadu, governor and the Tamil Nadu state government. So that is why we are giving these questions, and we need to write the constitutional role of the governor. Next, the Indian parliamentary system is influenced by the Westminster model. The executive is very much responsible to the legislature. That is Westminster model. It reflects distinct constitutional and political adaptations. Critically examine. These are like Monday to Friday wala questions. Monday to Friday wala questions. Now this is a sectional test. On every Sunday you will be writing 10 mains questions on the 5 days topics, because every Saturday you will be writing prelims exam with 100 MCQs and every Sunday 10 mains questions. ఈ 10 mains questions ఏంటంటే మనం మండే నుంచి ఫ్రైడే వరకు ఏవైతే టాపిక్స్ ఇచ్చామో దాని మీద మనం 10 mains questions రాస్తాం. సో ఆల్రెడీ మనం డే టెస్ట్ లో 10 questions కవర్ చేసాం, అండ్ దెన్ సెక్షనల్ టెస్ట్ లో విల్ బి కవరింగ్ మోర్ 10. So 20 questions, 20 mains questions on 5 days topics is like very much enough. Critically analyze the evolving legal framework of citizenship in India. Citizenship Act 2019 and the implementation of these rules in 2014. You need to write with the abolition of fundamental right to property. So we removed this right to property from the fundamental rights and we made it as a legal right under Article 300. Do you think citizens have adequate constitutional protection against arbitrary land acquisition? Today, discuss. The procedure for constitutional amendment under Article 368 have been criticized for neither fully democratic nor adequately federal. Next, the Indian Constitution is often described as federal in form but unitary in spirit. Of course, right? Evaluate the statement in the context of federal and unitary features embedded in the Indian polity. What are the different types of emergencies that are provided by the Indian Constitution and how it affects the federal structure? In the light of reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir, so after the abrogation of this Article 360, the Article 370, the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir and the ongoing demands for the new states, because now it is a union territory, but we need to give the statehood to Jammu and Kashmir in the near future. So what are the ongoing demands for the new states? Critically examine the implication of Article 3. What is Article 3? Creation of new states on India's federal structure. The directive principles of state policy envisage a UCC, Uniform Civil Code, which is very much in the news and it is there in the DPSP as well. But its implementation raises constitutional challenges relating to fundamental religious freedoms. Right? The effectiveness of interstate councils in resolving disputes remains limited. Examine with reference to water disputes in India. Water disputes is very, very important for UPSC and you can expect question on every year. Discuss how the Supreme Court's recognition of the right to inclusive digital access under Article 21 impacts the digital divide in India. Recently, Supreme Court told ki right to digital access is very much part of fundamental rights under Article 21. You need to write an answer about this. Fundamental duties, though non-justiciable, play a crucial role in promoting responsible citizenship and upholding constitutional values in India. Critically analyze the significance, suggest measures to enhance their practical enforcement in contemporary India with respect to fundamental duties. These are the sectional tests that we are writing. With these like 10 plus 10 questions, you can easily complete till emergency provisions, constitutional amendment in the Indian polity book. And anyway, you are going to write the mains test at the last, right? So this is very much enough for you to, one is like reading that particular topic in a single day. It will take like 1 to 2 hours of time. Revision, covering of the previous year questions of both prelims and mains. Along with that, revise the standard textbook that you have already read. Okay, this is like more than enough for you to cover with respect to the mains, with respect to the prelims by December 31st. So anyway, we are going to add the model answers for these questions in the comment section. Go and check it out. All the best and thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Vishnu IAS. Jai Hind.